Good evening, you're watching Mission 2024. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Let me quickly take you through the headlines. Parliament impasse continues. No debate on Manipur once again despite Rajya Sabha chairman's nod. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman slams India alliance, says opposition running from debate. Manipur hearing in top court to continue tomorrow. Supreme Court asks Centre and Manipur government to give detailed status report on violent cases. Centre says no objection to Supreme Court monitored probe. Delhi Ordinance Bill to be tabled by Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Parliament tomorrow. Lok Sabha panel to also discuss no confidence motion debate. Big statement by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath says calling Gyanvapi a mosque will lead to dispute considering Trishuls and Jyotirlings were found in the complex.
मुझे लगता है कि भगवान ने जिसको दृष्टि दी है वो देखे ना त्रिशूल मस्जिद के अंदर क्या कर रहा है और मुझे लगता है कि ये प्रस्ताव मुस्लिम समाज की तरफ से आना चाहिए कि साहब ऐतिहासिक गलती हुई है.
Deadly firing inside Mumbai train kills 4 passengers. Railway cop accused of carrying out attack. Maha terror plot busted days after doctor's arrest in Pune. 4th terror accused held in Ratnagiri. ATS recovers drones, bombs making equipment from homes of accused. There's been a big setback for RJD Supremo Lalu Yadav. Enforcement Directorate seizes assets worth 6 crore rupees linked to Lalu Yadav and kin in Land for Jobs scam. Top focus. Manipur horror case has now reached the Supreme Court. The survivors moved top court with their plea against seeking fair and impartial probe. The Supreme Court, while hearing the case, slammed the centre and the state, questioning as to why there is a delay in filing an FIR. In sharp remarks against those linking Manipur violence with gender crimes in other states like Bengal, Supreme Court made it clear that the comparison cannot be made. Indirectly, directly speaking to the government, where many leaders have come out and linked the crimes that have taken place in Manipur to that of Bengal, which includes the WCD minister and other ministers as well. On the other hand, Kapil Sibal, who represented survivors in the top court, expressed the lack of trust in CBI probe and demanded an SIT probe. The centre lawyer said the court can stop the CBI probe if the court orders a probe monitored by it. Women who were paraded naked in the petitions and one of them gang raped appealed that the Supreme Court take suo motu cognizance on the case. They have sought a probe led by an independent SIT headed by an IG-ranked police officer.
Today the issue was confined especially in relation to that viral video, but the Honourable Chief Justice made it very clear at the onset of the hearing that the issue may be of that, but the Supreme Court is looking at the broader picture as to how to tackle the issue of the violence against women so far as the Manipur conflict is concerned, and said that whatever mechanism is adopted by the Supreme Court will be applicable for the whole of the state of Manipur, irrespective of communities, irrespective of victim belonging to one community or the other. It would be irrespective of community.
I want to connect right now to my colleague Anisha Mathur, who was reporting on the story where the Supreme Court harsh words, Anisha, there when it comes down, especially for the handling of it by the state government and the centre. Also important to note, Anisha, that the top apex court today made it clear that you cannot at the same line assert on whataboutery by linking what happened in Manipur to states like Bengal, because many ministers in the central government have gone ahead and done so.
Well, yes, Preeti, when you talk about what this whataboutery that has been happening in the political circles, the Supreme Court, in fact, questioned, is it that you want that we should not take up the Manipur issue because similar things are happening in the other states as well? The court, in fact, said that Manipur cannot be used as an excuse or a justification for what is happening in other states either, but has also made it clear that the situation in Manipur is different and distinct from other states because this is specifically a sectarian conflict that has been going on for a long time. The incidents in other states may be crimes against women, they may be political crimes, but this seems to be a systemic issue, a systemic problem that is affecting the entire state of Manipur. In fact, the Supreme Court making it very clear that it should not be the case that just because one video went viral and we've taken cognizance, something is being done. What about the other cases? The court, in fact, asked for details and data on the number of FIRs that have been filed, what kind of FIRs have been filed, how many are for sexual assault, I beg your pardon, how many are of sexual assault against women, what has been done about these, because the court was very, very clear on the fact that this video, even though this is the one that has gone viral, this was the trigger for the suo motu proceedings, but this is not the sole incident that has happened in Manipur, and women have been made to bear the brunt of the sectarian violence that is going on. They've said that you cannot justify what is happening by saying that this has happened elsewhere also. In fact, the court has asked for details of the FIRs, the multiple FIRs. Why was there delay in registering this particular FIR? Why was there delay in transferring the 0 FIR to the specific police station? More importantly, the court has said, what about the role of the police? Because the victims who were before the court in a separate application, as well as several NGOs and other organizations, have pointed out the fact that the people in Manipur, whether they belong to the Kuki or the Meitei community, at the moment are terrified, they're traumatized, they do not trust the government or the police to help them out right now. In fact, the victims have specifically in their petition said, we do not believe that even a CBI inquiry will be fair. We want protection. We want a SIT probe headed by a judge and in fact under monitoring of the Supreme Court, because according to the victims, the police personnel weren't just negligent, they were in fact complicit in what happened to them. Senior Advocate Kapil Sibal, who was appearing on behalf of the two victims who were visible in that horrifying video, in fact said that they went to the police to ask for help. Instead of helping them, the police took the jeep towards the mob and then abandoned those women there. So a lot of questions,
two quick questions right now, Anisha, before Anisha, just one quick question before I let you go. Number one, you had the likes of Advocate Indira Jaising, who got highly emotional, close to breaking down in court when she, tried to talk about the victims of the violence, touch upon that. And secondly, what's the timeline? When does the government need to come back with all the questions posed by the top court?
Well, the hearing is now tomorrow, Preeti. Tomorrow at 2 p.m, the Supreme Court wants the answers to the 5 specific questions that have been asked about FIRs, the number of the FIRs, type of FIRs, current status, whether the magistrate has taken statements or not, and how many are sexual assault FIRs, etc. Other than that, they've also asked for details of the funds allocated by the government for relief and rehabilitation, what kind of steps are being taken for the rehabilitation and help of the persons who've been the victim of this violence. As far as Senior Advocate Indira Jaising is concerned, Indira Jaising, Colin Gonsalves, Vrinda Grover and a number of other senior lawyers have brought up the trauma and the fear that the victims have been living with. Indira Jaising, of course, got quite emotional also during the hearing, but all of the petitioners, the NGOs, etc., which have come before the court have pointed out that multiple fact-finding teams of activists, lawyers, NGOs, etc., have gone to Manipur, and all of them are showing the similar picture of traumatized victims who are afraid to go to the police, who are telling stories about the police and the government not helping them at all. In fact, one of the examples that was given by Indira Jaising as well as Vrinda Grover was the fact that traumatized women, especially the ones who've gone through this kind of sexual assault and public assault, will in fact be too scared to go before the police to give a statement or to go before the court again and again. And therefore, these petitioners have sought a mechanism to be put in place so that the fact-finding committees, especially committees of women and mental health care professionals, can go to the victims, to the relief camps and take their statements, which is a suggestion that the court has indicated that it may be seriously considering that it may actually pass such orders. But we'll have to wait till 2 p.m. tomorrow to see what the government says and subsequently what kind of orders are passed by the court. Back to you.
Anisha, thank you for joining us for that update there. Meanwhile, the situation in Manipur remains grim. Even as the violence gradually subsides, India Today continues to remain on ground zero and bring you the stories from there.
When violence triggered in the bordering areas of Manipur, it wasn't only confined in certain territories near the foothill and the valleys, but there was also tension flared up even in the capital Imphal. And that resulted that many people from different communities marked their building. That there was no, remember the valley is dominated by the Meitei community. Now here, since you have the Mering and Naga people community living here, they mark these houses that there are no cookies living here, but rather it is the houses belongs to Naga and the Meitei communities. Now Naga so far in the conflict have maintained a neutral stand, rather taking sides be with the Meitei community or the cookies community. But what interestingly in the capital, while visiting certain area, when the tension was flaring up, what we are seeing still these posters were put out at these houses that this is a Meitei building, and on rent who all are living here? They are the Meitei community living here. There are 3 Nepalese families living here. There are Marwadis and Biharis. So people from Marwar, Bihar, Nepal, and of course the Meitei people who have been living here. So this was to ensure there is no repercussion of the violence, and all the Meitei people marked their buildings. Of course, there was a courtyard of certain areas which was burned as it was believed to be belonging to some Kuki family. That was a small scale of violence. But ever since across the state in valley and foothill area, the tension prevails. This area remains calm as it is being guarded, protected. Moreover, it is also the duty of the local MLA who also ensured peace in this region. But all I see this explains last 3 months of the situation, even in the capital Imphal.
Meanwhile, the opposition and the government locked horns over the Manipur violence. The opposition continued to demand Prime Minister Narendra Modi to speak on the violence in Manipur. Top government ministers accused the opposition of running away from discussions.
Manipur engulfing the monsoon session. The opposition India alliance demanding the Prime Minister make a statement in the House on the 3-month crisis in the northeastern state.
Nishikant Dubey, question number 142.
They are trying to misuse the liberty given to all the honorable members. When the government is ready to discuss Manipur, when the government has already acceded to the sense of the House that there should be a discussion on Manipur, they have already spoiled, sir, 9 days, 9 important days of the House.
Honorable members, when on this issue, the government is agreeable for a discussion at 2 p.m.
The opposition unsatisfied with this short duration discussion alone.
अगर एक बार कोई मणिपुर पहुंच जाएंगे ना सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी के नेतागण तो यहाँ आके इस तरीके की हेजुल बयानबाजी करने में उनको दिल नहीं लगेगा. अगर उनके अंदर मानवता रहे तो मणिपुर की हालत संगीन है.
लगता है कि सरकार अगर अभी भी प्रोएक्टिव ना हो, प्रधानमंत्री जी सदन में आकर के संदेश ना दें, हो क्या आया? मणिपुर के लोग अपनी सामूहिक पीड़ा को जल्दी भूलेंगे नहीं.
Last week, the opposition brought in a no-trust motion as part of its demand to seek the Prime Minister's statement on Manipur on the floor of the House.
सदन में हम चर्चा करने के लिए जब तैयार है, जब सदन चल रहा है, तो बाहर जाके ऐसे स्टेटमेंट तो देख क्या है ना, जो बोलना है सदन में बोलने दो, जो उसको उस विषय पर जो उत्तर देना है, रिप्लाई देना है, चर्चा करना है, वो सब के लिए सरकार तैयार है. ये बार बार हम इन लोगों को रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं, अपील कर रहे हैं.
विपक्ष की जिम्मेदारी होती है कि मसला शांतिपूर्ण समाधान की ओर बढ़े, और ऐसे मसले पे भी वो राजनीति कर रहे हैं. ऐसे मसले पे तो राजनीति नहीं करनी चाहिए. राजनीति के बहुत अवसर हैं जी, और आप चर्चा के लिए हम तैयार हैं.
The House is adjourned to meet at 3:30 p.m. today.
Repeating uproar ignored the chair's appeals for silence. Congress accused the ruling BJP of ducking the demand for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's statement in Parliament on Manipur.
the leader of the House says he is ready to discuss and deliberate right now.
The opposition chants for the Prime Minister's presence in the Rajya Sabha on Monday, insistent on his statement, followed by Parliament discussing Manipur in detail.
Why can't the Prime Minister come? We are all ready to discuss Manipur. Manipur is the issue. Our delegation went. We want to discuss Manipur. We want to discuss Manipur under the emergency rule, not one under toast and butter rule of 176. वो नहीं होता है 1.5 घंटा 2 घंटा का discussion. वो toast and butter rule है. We want a full meal discussion on Manipur.
The call for the Prime Minister's statement remains, while Manipur's plight awaits sustainable resolution. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now second.
All right, moving on, Prime Minister Modi and NCP chief Sharad Pawar will share the stage for an award function on Tuesday when Modi is expected to visit Pune. However, Pawar's allies are upset with his move to share stage with the Prime Minister of the country, despite of all that has gone down within his own parties a short while ago.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Sharad Pawar are set to share a stage at an award function in Pune on Tuesday. The Prime Minister will be conferred with the 2023 Lokmanya Tilak National Award at the event, where Pawar will be the chief guest. This will be the first time the political rivals come face to face after the big NCP split, with a faction led by Ajit Pawar joining the Eknath Shinde government in Maharashtra. Sharad Pawar's allies are upset that the Maratha leader is meeting the Prime Minister and felicitating him. They've planned a black flag protest against the Prime Minister's visit.
Democracy is at the stake, and therefore I feel he is the senior person, he is the most learned person, and he should think of it. Whether
so
he
should reconsider.
I won't make any comment on that. He is more intelligent and more matured and more senior leader of the country. And therefore I always respect him. He himself should think it what he should do in the present situation.
While the Udhav Sena has made its displeasure public, the Congress has reacted with caution.
तिलक जी के लिए उनका आदर भाव है, इसलिए उस आदर भाव के कारण वो उस आमंत्रण को स्वीकार करने के लिए उस पुरस्कार समारोह में जा रहे हैं. और फिर शरद पवार जी, इसीलिए तो शरद पवार हैं, वो कुछ लीग से हट करके कदम उठाते हैं.
Rohit Tilak, the great grandson of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and the award ceremony organizer, claims there is no politics behind the event.
It was given to Monsoon Singh ji also, Indira ji also, Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji also, Sharad Pawar ji also. So it is not like a particular party has been given, honored by this award. It is all those who have worked in the vision what Lokmanya Tilak ji had given that time, or what he had dreamt. I don't think this issue has to be politicized.
Meanwhile, Youth Congress workers have put up Go Back Modi posters at various locations in Pune, asking the Prime Minister to visit Manipur and face Parliament before coming to the city. With Pankaj Khelkar in Pune, Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me with the latest is my colleague Pankaj Khelkar live. Pankaj, what is the plan as of now? Has Sharad Pawar confirmed, has his party or his faction of the party confirmed that he will be sharing the dais with Prime Minister Modi?
Preeti, over here in Pune, the NCP leader, city chief Prashant Jagtap has confirmed that yes, indeed, Sharad Pawar, what he has decided, he will be sharing dais with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Apart from Narendra Modi ji, Ajit Pawar, his nephew, who has left Ajit Pawar with a chunk of MLAs, will also be on the dais. So it is a confirmation from NCP itself that Sharad Pawar had decided long back that he will be going, and he will be going is not the only point that has been raised, but it was Pawar who played an important role in like inviting Narendra Modi ji, or he helped the organizers to go to Narendra Modi ji's office and invite him and made him accept this award, which is said to be a prestigious award of this region.
All right, Pankaj, appreciate you joining us with that quick update.
You are watching Fact Check segment where we bust fake news. Intense rains in Gujarat on 23rd June reportedly led to widespread flood-like conditions in the western state. In its aftermath, a video making the rounds on social media claimed to show a building in the state collapsing because of the rains. The viral video showed a multi-story yellow building toppling down and collapsing into rubble as it hit the ground. India Today found that the video is neither from Gujarat nor from Himachal Pradesh. In fact, it's not even from India. It's from Tibet. Our fact-check team found that the incident took place in the Xiangda township in Tibet's autonomous region, where a building built on the edge of a river collapsed and was washed away. According to a report, persistent torrential rain triggered the building's collapse on 8 July 2017. Because of a sharp increase in the water level of the Zik River, the foundation of the building was washed away. This led to its collapse. This fact-check on viral fake news is done by India Today's team Afwa.